Good morning.
I'm Michael Overton, and I'm going to talk about the S in NDRS, which is support. It is my pleasure to serve you. It really is. I'm like to say that. Like, there's so much expertise in this room. There's so many just wonderful, beautiful people here that I've had the pleasure of working with. And the skill sets that you have, what you bring to the table, it honors me to be able to support you to do what you do, to be able to facilitate that process, whatever that process is. Like I said, I don't have the expertise that you have, but it honors me, and it really gives me, it gives me pleasure to serve you. So anyway, let me just talk about, I want to just generate, what support is from an NDRS perspective. So we are not only the administrative support and those that develop guidance and concepts from headquarters or the region, but we are the field support virtually and side by side in the JFO, sharing FQS titles, PTB course requirements, and the same concur frustrations. We are NDRS. So the stuff that you ask me to help you out with, trust me, I got the same frustrations, same issues. I will talk about how I came to NDRS, but I'm gonna do it at the end. I'm gonna do that for a reason, because I want to acknowledge someone. But what do I do? Administrative support. I help cores, I help IM cores, I help PFTs, I help everybody. Whether it's DTS, WebTA, Concur, name justifications for deployments, stuff like that. So those are the types of things that I do. I'm actually reading a book right now, and it's called Presence, Human Purpose in the Field of the Future. It's written by a gentleman named Peter Senge and 3 other authors. One of our reservists named Molly Doty gave me that book. And some of the things they talk about in that book are things like suspending judgment. He talks about presence, not as a noun, but as a verb, like to presence, presencing. So the future that you're living into, the past, the experience that you've had, the now where you are, you bring it all together and you presence. You're learning, you're growing, you have experience, but all at the same time, it's like you take time and just reflect in the now. He also talks about how each of our actions shape the world and our future. Because you see, there's some cultures around the world where to be a human being is to be in a relationship. Like, a human being is not what it looks like. It's not some isolated body or entity. Like, literally, like, we really are. Like, I can't be who I am without any of you. Like, in our minds, we think we can. Like, we think we can be who we are, but I can't be who I am without you. So, it's not a burden to me when you ask me for help. You know, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the relationship and the opportunity to grow and develop, you know, whether it's virtually or, like I said, at the JFO, wherever it may be. So, I mean, there really is no separation. I mean, once you really get that, I think in the work that we do, you know, when you're in a collaboration situation and it's like, man, we're just not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere. I think once we start getting somewhere is when it's like magic. You can't predict when it's going to happen, but when you're in a room with people who are not like you, or you're in a room with people who don't think like you think, when that thing drops and you know, and you really get that, man, there is no over there is no over here. Like all there is it just is. We drop that, that's when we take off, and it's like, man, we were able to accomplish a lot because we were able to just be together, just be one, really. I just want to share a couple of principles for your consideration, and then I want to acknowledge someone. So, number one, we are interdependent, and it is impossible to succeed without others. Second one, the deepest craving of human beings is to be needed, to feel important, and appreciated. And another one, look for the best in new ideas. As someone said, I never met a person I couldn't learn something from. Last thing, with support as a backdrop, I just want to talk about how I came to FEMA. I worked in hospitality for over 10 years, and we had residents in Pentagon City in Virginia, right across from the Pentagon. So we get a lot of military people, we get a lot of FEMA people. So FEMA people would come and stay, and I met a FEMA person. I was looking for a different job. And so different people would come in from different agencies. I'm like, man, you know, I can get that agency, I can get that, whatever. I met Teresa Brown early 2016, late 2015, and I was working night audit. So I would see Teresa, she'd come downstairs, she always would speak, it was like instant connection. You know, she's going out, take a break, come back in, we sit and talk. We talk about Nina Simone, we talk about artists, we talk about politics, we talk about everything. Teresa's like my sister, my aunt, she's like my mom, my friend, all wrapped up in one. And so I talked to her about FEMA, and she talked to me about FEMA. And she was like, you know, after a couple of conversations, you want to be a Corps, I am Corps, reserve. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I just want a different job. So the thing I appreciated about Teresa was she not only referred me, but it was like the support she gave me professionally. For instance, sending Jose an email with my resume and copying me on that email. I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, she didn't have to do that. She could have just told me, yeah, I'm gonna send him a resume, whatever. When I interviewed, it was a phone interview with Jose and Elizabeth. And interviews started out like interviews start, you know, you back and forth, get to know each other, whatever. But as soon as I said Teresa Brown's name, oh, that just went for it. Like, oh, Teresa Brown, oh man, she was so cool, Teresa Brown, she was blah, blah. So I'm like on the phone, like just listening to them talk about Teresa Brown. And it was really cool. So professionally, and then serving under you in Texas. I was only there briefly, but I learned a lot. And you made sure that I got what I needed to get. And she was like, you know, you guys from headquarters, look, I know you're at headquarters, but y'all supposed to know this stuff. Like, there's some things you need to do. And I was just taking it, you know. But Teresa, I just wanted to acknowledge you for supporting me professionally, personally. 2 years ago, we had personal tragedy. We lost our 5.5-month-old grandson. Teresa, the support you gave to our family means a lot. So whether it's from your seat or from up here, I would like to pass you.
Come on down.
Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, by way of St. Croix, VI. Michael, I did meet Michael in April,
Yeah.
between January and April of 2016 while I was at a NFIP project. So I am so grateful that he came aboard, and everything you said is part of mission support. So whenever I'm out on the road in disasters, I meet so many different people, I talk to so many different people, and I encourage them. If they say what you said to me, how can I get on? I immediately start helping them with their resume, whatever, because I think that is my purpose in life, is to help the next brother or sister in whatever adventure they may wish to take upon, as long as it's legal in their life. So I really enjoy mission support because I'm a happy-go-lucky person. However, I am very professional. And we as mission support, this is my analogy. I don't know if any of you all have heard it before, but we're the engine. The engine is the first part of the train, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're the engine that pulls the rest for us to get through the response and recovery, and to create that master plan at the end to help the state or territory continue on in a more resilient recovery. So that's what I feel that we as mission support do. So whatever your needs are, we are more, like Michael said, we're more than administrative. We're your HR, we're your friend, we're your mother, we're your father, we're your sister, we're your brother while you are away. We're just here to make life better, because it's not about us, it's about the recovery of the survivors. So oftentimes, especially when I was in Puerto Rico, every day I entered into the building, I would sing good morning as I went all the way through until I got to my desk. So that uplifted people, even though they didn't know it. When I left Puerto Rico, as I was exiting the building, I was telling the employees there, you're creating history. You are creating history for your island. So own the recovery, because you're going to be able to tell your children, your grandchildren, your uncles, your aunts, what have you, this is what you did to help rebuild the island after Hurricane Maria, Irma. So one lady who was a FEMA from another program area, she was listening at the same time, and she said, you know what, ma'am? I never looked at it like that. So let us look at recovery as history. Whether we're in a territory or whether we're on the mainland or stateside, however you wish to do it, you are helping that city, county, state, municipality, territory rebuild to greater, better, which is what we do. And as Myra said before, we started the conversation. Unbeknownst to the other program areas, they need us. They really do. They need us to help collaborate with the other agencies, territories, states. So thank you, Michael. Welcome to FEMA.
Thank you. So in closing, that's the way I was brought in, and so I'm just, in that same vein, just continuing what I do. I'm able to do what I do because of you. So that's it.
Can you take over the recording?
Okay, so I'm back with Magical Torch. Woo, what a